And so the reason I'm saying to stop hiding and the reason I'm saying to live pure lives is that when you don't do that, when I don't do that, when I hide what's really going on in my life, here's what that does. It separates and cuts me off from the community of Christians around me. And it usually turns me into a hypocrite where I pretend to be something I'm not. And it keeps us from having any kind of meaningful interaction with each other. And when there's sin in my life, and when there's sin in your life, we become selfish. We become prideful. We become insecure. We start treating the people around us poorly. See, we like to think that our lives are our lives and that it's no one else's business. That's a very common idea in our world, I think. This idea that I can do whatever I want and you can't tell me otherwise. The problem with that is that everything that we do affects someone else. You find this out when you get married. It's kind of a game changer in terms of autonomy over your life. I've discovered recently that the food that I eat drastically affects my mood quite a bit. I don't know if I have gluten allergies or something trendy and awesome, I don't know. But I've got something's wrong. And it's if I eat the wrong thing, I just turn into the worst human. I become really, really selfish and really angry really quickly. And it messes with my body chemistry. And so it would seem that when it comes to if I want to eat a fast food burger for lunch, that's my decision. I don't care if I'm married or not. It's my decision. I do what I want, right? The problem with that is that my dietary choices affect my mood, and my mood affects my wife, and she has to deal with me, and she's going to get the worst parts of me. And so if I really want to be in a loving marriage with my wife, it means that even small stuff I'm responsible for. I'm responsible for living a life that treats her well. The choices that you and I make affect the people who are sitting right next to you right now. The reason I think that the world is looking for answers and not seeing it in the church is that when they come to the church, you know what they see a lot of times? They see a bunch of people hiding from each other and pretending to be something they're not, which is fake and hypocritical, and they can see right through it. And they're like, I can find that everywhere else in the world just fine, thank you. I want nothing to do with that. Or they come in and they see a bunch of people who are ashamed to be honest about who they really are. They're ashamed to really own up to what they're really going through. And they're like, I know shame. I've got plenty of that in my life. The last thing I need to go do is go to a place where I experience that even more. We have to be a community where when people come here, they sense a living temple to a holy God that says salvation can be found here. And they see that and experience that because of the way that we interact with each other. Because as we come out of hiding and as we choose to live pure lives, it creates beautiful relationships between each other. And we're able to be a temple and a community where God's Spirit is active and moving and present. And people who show up cannot help but be changed by it. That's what the church is. The church is a place, a community of people who are living lives so honestly before God and before each other that it's so radically different and it's so freeing that people come there and they say, I don't even know what's going on, but I want to be a part of that because that is where life is.